Uh-oh. That green screen needs to get fixed. How you doing, F-me? Oh, no, still no. Tired, huh? How's the playtest been going? Burning myself out with the release. Seems to be going alright, I think. Haven't gotten that much feedback from those who said anything, said that they enjoyed the game. Exactly. And you got some bug reports, which is perfect, which is kind of what you want. Seems like it's going well. Not the disaster you thought it would be. I was surprised that some people found even 80 minutes of enjoyment from the game. Yeah, that's quite a long session. Anyway, I'm happy to be back. Rock Knight Studios played the game live. Yes, I was lurking. I saw your notification, so I was watching. I wasn't participating though. That seemed to be going fine. Have you tried the game out yet? No, I have not. I have to think that's all this stuff set up. Yeah, anyway, you said you were going to take some time off from the development. I think that sounds like a good idea if you're burning out. I'm working on fixing a few bugs. I don't recommend testing the current version as it is already outdated. Yeah, fair enough. Are you planning to try it out at some point? I can give it a go. Mind Verge. Let's try that out. What are you working on today? I've got a long list of very random stuff, so it's just going to be all over the place. We'll see how long I last because I'm still recovering. It really hit me like a ton of bricks. So we'll see how I get on. Nope, that is not right. What, you like a ton of bricks, a truck? No, illness. So 50% resistance. Although yeah, I guess he's taken. He's got loads of resistance. Okay, so there was one error there, but I've corrected it, so that's fine. Oh, I can't give that a burn. That's weird. There we go. He's destroying my totem. Nice. So we just fix the error and move on. Right, and then we have a bunch of dialogues for the one-shot items. Where do I write these? Quest items, there you go. Quest items.json. Should change the file association. That's fine. Okay, so I've added the request items.json. It's got stuff in it, so we need to open the dialog controller to actually load the stuff in. Right, and then it's the one-shot rewards. We've got the rewards here, so we need to add them all. I don't have a list here. Okay. Let's see how this logic works. It says if the number... Right. Yeah, so we need to implement shards at one point, basically. I don't think I have that currently implemented. So I think that'll be a post-beta thing. Have I written it down? Call that shard mechanic. So it will be estimate the time. It will be, we need to add it to one shots, add the big thing. At least 2 days. Is it just quest and then underscore? No, item. Ah, so it's not musical notes basically. Fine. Item hammer. If that's not nil, then we'll do it. So it's the hammer. Soul Trapper. I kind of assume it should just all be these, right? Yeah, I think so. So that's the mortar, rope, boots, sword, ring, amulet. Lajerv, sorry, my bad. Thank you very much for the follow, and welcome. Neokubski, thank you for the follow. Oh, are we doing, is this another follow botting? Is it the same guy, FB? I can't remember how to mute the alerts. Yeah, it's fine, I'll do that. I don't know how to mute the alerts temporarily, because there's going to be a lot of troop raging here. Anyway. Gonna go to Shroom.
Thank you for being a true brute. Thank you for being a true brute.
You Polish? Some of the account names look Polish. Oh my goodness, where, FME, do you know where the, where to report it? Do I just like self-report, or what's the dealio? Zoop. I just sent a support ticket to Twitch. Okay, cool. I'll check if I can see where that is. More help. Help. That's nice. This is nice. Not a waste of time at all. Hey, Kroob. account, other. What's this? Top are not playing ethnic games. Right now I'm dealing with the same guy that follow botted F me. Pain in the ass. I'm just making a report so they can remove the follows and whatever. How many is that? 21. One follows. Actually, let's just see before I issue the ticket if that's it. How do you take a screenshot? I do know how to take a screenshot, but I'm trying to take a screenshot of a full window. There we go. Wow, some of the account names are actually quite rude in Polish. That's not cool. Great grandpa. Alright, that was productive. Let me just take the hiding stuff off of everything. Okay, I think we're good. Now, where was I in real life? Right, we're doing one-shot reward dialogues, that's fine. So, cloak. Some boots. Sword. Amulet. And ring. So we're going to just force giving us one shot. If mouse click, then just post a message to this. Actually, we'll do like key 3 down because if we click, then we're not going to be able to answer the dialogues. Got the hammer, boot artisanry. Blade artisanry, mortar and pestle, ring artisanry, cloak artisanry, rope, amulet artisanry. Should be out of them now. Out of specified one-shot rewards, give something else instead. Excellent. I'll just jump over to the castle just to check the library to see if we can actually trade in one of these artisanry books, because they're not going to have any actual use in the beta, because there won't be any artisans. So hopefully at least you can trade them in the library. Nice. Perfect. Okay, so that's working. That's pleasant. So that's the reward dialogues, and it is the one-shot items. And we've got 2 stragglers here. Can get rid of them. And then we want some enemies. I think we want these floor holes no more. I don't know how many enemies I want in this place. I kind of do want some, I think, because it's a very big map. But I don't know if I want much crazy enemies here. Maybe actually have floor holes here. Might be a good idea. I mean, I need to do it anyway, so. But maybe not with a lot of enemies, that's the only thing. Apply multiplier to determine how many enemies out of hole. Hey Des, how you doing? Your stream elected now as good enough for my background noise while I'm working on my code. Yes! That is great news. Okay, so we got some of those. We should play some basic enemies, I think. How's the Borderlands 3 struggle? Honestly, we haven't played it at all. I heard they're doing something to the split screen conundrums that we've been having. I don't think they're addressing everything, but they were going to do something. So I'm kind of just not pushing the issue and like kind of hoping that we end up waiting long enough that they push some kind of update or something. I looked into, I couldn't find any settings on neither the TV nor the Xbox that affected the HUD size and stuff, so no luck there, although it was a good idea. Yes, the struggle is high. Definitely chuck in some bloomers. Does anyone understand Python? I just want to know how to write one or two lines. The dreaded deer. Not really. I've got no experience with Python. Maybe someone in chat does. Maybe a spider. Maybe a cheeky bloomer. No, I've got a bloomer. Maggot. You can check out. Don't do Python, kids. It's a gateway language. Wizard. Maybe a crab. Knight and an archer, maybe. They should all have settings, right? Yeah. Enemy ID, forced element 1. These are life. How long did it take you to build that world? We're 2 years into development. This map, you know, in itself is made up of components of that work, if that makes sense. Did I just, yeah, I did just take the spooter from there. Chuck a bloomer in there. Did you do the art and programming yourself, or are you in a team? I did the programming. Basically, there's 3 of us. One is doing music, one is doing art, and I'm doing the rest. That's the easiest way of explaining the roles. Where can we put in some maggots? So that's a checkpoint, but we don't actually really want it there. So we may as well delete it. Enough spiders. Can maybe put in some extra bloomers. That's probably good. I'm trying to not put too many enemies down because this is a super early level map, so I don't want to go over the top. How many levels have you already created? Let's see. I actually have that somewhere. In terms of map screens like that, we have approximately 350, which is pretty crazy. I didn't realize there's that many. I'm sure I put some floor holes down here. Did I not? Close do you have to be? Oh, there you go. Ugh. Well, that didn't work. So it goes up. I thought it took you guys 2 years to create that small area, so I didn't say anything. Well, that's nice of you. No, we have a whole world, really. And they're all different kind of biomes and stuff. So this is like the deep forest. We've got dark swamp. The Mushroom Kingdom, effectively. So yeah, there's quite a lot of stuff. I need to make sure I've placed all these floor holes right. That's a bit of an annoyance, but I'm sure I'll get used to it eventually. Oh, I thought I fixed that one. Okay, let's check it out later. Sure there was one here. Yeah. So these are obviously way safer. sure. Do they just trigger automatically or no? I think maybe not. Yeah, you have to walk around, okay. So there's one in this rock formation. That seems fine. Then one here. That's fine. That is not fine. Is it a multiplayer? No, it's single player. So basically a story-driven world or just playing the game as you wish. I mean, both, kind of. So there is a story that you will most likely follow, but a lot of the components of the story are totally optional. You can just focus on getting strong enough to fight the final boss if you want to. There's nothing that forces you to do quests or anything like that, but most people will because it's more fun. But yeah, it's pretty open, but it has a story. Thank you. That's the Steam page, if anyone's interested. Ruined Academy controller. There you go. That's what we want. Unlock quest. Don't know which quest this is. Need to figure that out. It's the aftermath, okay. Don't know if that's a quest, but sure. Is that because when we walk out, it completes it? So Ruined Academy 1? Academy 1 ruined, okay. Academy 1 ruined. And then let's build it and check it out. Because I think if we do this, perhaps actually will load the swordsman. Alright, see you later, the dreaded deer. Okay, so if not We're talking number 3. That I feel should happen regardless. Let's check this out. So I'm hoping now, because I think the Ruined Academy controller does get loaded. If this doesn't do what I want it to do, then I suspect that it's actually not getting loaded. Although that's the floor hole there. That's old graphics. But then I think that means the swordsman's there yet. Can't talk to him. Can I use the soul melt potion? No. Get quest state ID 2. That doesn't have to be happening all the time. Is that actual dialogue? Oh, those quests are already unlocked, that's why. Right. So we'll open, say, the blacksmith, because you'll have a check hammer. Check potion. I think that's potion soul. Yeah. If get quest completed status 3, then geo.delete and return. And we're looking for, it's either the scientist or where else do we go to the mind? The soul trapper? Soul collector. Mind. Swordsman, soul controller. Let's see here if remove quest item, potion, soul. Okay, so this is the potion. You probably need a narrative or dialogue for that, I think. Swordsman, potion, entry, dialogue. So this, if we complete this, I should end up back in the academy like normal, but I should lose the potion item. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear. Gossamer Socks, thank you very much for the bits. Appreciate it.
Thank you for being true, Raj.
And thank you very much for the follow as well. How are you doing? That's interesting that they drop loot like that. So he's up, quest completed, and the potion is gone, so that's perfect. I would say that in the enemy script then, the swordsman soul loot should probably not be any. That is good. Swordsman potion entry dialogue, swordsman generic dialogue. So that's done. So I've got this, so I changed the analytics this morning off stream to use Google Analytics instead of another service. So I'm going to add a flag for toggling analytics and see about adding that to the settings menu. So that should be settings, variables, analytics. So that's just that. That's fine. On init, is false, and then in our analytics script, whenever we request an actual analytics, then and then we'll return here if not allow analytics, then return. Because we don't want to store stuff. Alright, so that adds that there. So that's option flag behavior, and then let's just see how long it would take to add this to the settings menu. I think we can fit it in, probably. Scaling BG and tick. So for the scaling BG, it's 42815, and then that one is the full screen BG. 215, 35 roughly. That'll be 180, but we need to go again, so that would be 145. Analytics, text, analytics, BG, analytics, tick. So it won't have any functionality at this point, but hopefully it should be visible without issue. So it's a line drawn, which is fine. So if we have scaling BG is 215, that'll be 430. We add an extra 30 basically. That, of course, has to be default off, because otherwise I'll get in trouble. Set enabled. So anal ethics. Do analytics toggle self. Just wondering, where does that get done? There you go. Hello, what games pays the bills? How to start full-time game dev? Well, currently I'm not paying my own bills, so unfortunately I don't have the answer to that. I wish I did. How to start full-time game dev? You either have savings or someone supports you, or you do it part-time, which isn't full-time. Get a sugar mama? Exactly, what Drake said.
Thank you for being a true broad.
Dayset, thank you very much for the follow. Alright, I'm going to take a very quick break. I'll be right back. I have a friend who did a side project and got like 20k from a trash game. Then he made a much better one and another, spent all savings, and now works in an office again. He hit some niche and then won't be able to repeat or feel what was that. Yeah, like Effie says, that definitely does happen. I'm not surprised. Actually, I'm just gonna check if the cars are gone. So a couple of cars were burned outside my flat last night. It's crazy. Just collecting them. Share stream. Hey, cute math. How you doing? Making a good game doesn't mean that you'll make money. Well, in my case, I'm not even doing that. A lot of game devs also work with publishers so that they don't have to market the game alone. Right, so do spawning. Hey Topper, I just finished GTA Liberty City on my PSP. I feel empty now, that's a shame. I'm glad you enjoyed it at least. Or at least it sounds like it. Just copying top free games work as starter strategy. I don't exactly understand what you're saying, but it doesn't sound like a solid strategy. If you're just going to copy games, then why work in game design? Because it's a creative industry, right? So it seems weird to do something that's not creative. Like it's fine to copy things if you want to, but you can make more money doing other stuff that isn't game design. Some people like building functionality. That's true, Krub. If by starter strategy you mean learning how to make games, then yes, copying existing stuff is a great strategy. Imagine game development being creative in 2019. Can't imagine. I'm in the middle of migration hell. I have until end of month before my servers are unplugged. That does not sound pleasant. Hope it goes well. First enemy is... what? What does that mean? Oh, okay. That's not a well-named variable. So what's the refactoring? Control F2? Oh no, that's a shortcut for my Streamlabs. That's funny. I was like, why did it zoom in on my face there? It's because yeah, I see now. That's funny. That surprised me. Like, What's going on here? Surprise close up. I'm just going like, what's going on here? Imagine variables being well named in 2019. Not in this stream. Never. Rename similarly. Rename is just this one. I am going for change all occurrences. I'm just my brain cogs are slowly churning, trying to come up with a better name for it. Right, a script that just randomly zooms in. As if this stream needs any more insanity. It definitely does. Just took a glance at my goals for the month, which are looking pretty bleak. Except the follower goal, which thanks to that follow botting is looking very healthy. Nice. Max enemies. There you go. So does that mean it's changed here as well? Yeah. So what we should do, let's switch this around. So this should be that. So we've got max enemies and enemy spawned. What we really need is Barrage Parking Cam to show the insanity. It's pretty crazy times. Right, so spawn timer, if self enemies spawned is less than self dot max enemies. Calculate max enemies. So local max enemies is equal to self max enemies, and then max enemies is going to be a proportion of player HP over player something HP base HP player, right? So that would be, say, say we've got 4 enemies at 750, we would have 3, so that would just straight up just be that, right? So we would just do round, I think. We don't want to do that every frame. So if self, hey Lily Bite, how you doing? Wobbly Trout, thank you very much for the raid. I'm going to defend against these mad trouts. The game's coming along fine. We're getting very close to beta testing time. So it's exciting stuff. Welcome everybody. How's your stream, Mr. Trout? Everybody, if you don't know about the Trout already, go check him out. Sunset Yellow, thank you very much for the follow. Derpy, one of those mornings. That's fine, it happens. Nice defense, Other Pumpkin. Man, I saw a guy in another chat named Farting Tart, and I really wanted to ask Watery Tart if he knows him. They sound related. So we're going to say... Speaking of the Watery Tart, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate that, man. That was some impeccable timing. What are we doing here? Oh my, these animations, it's good, isn't it? That one actually was made by Watery Tart. Anyway, how you doing, Tart? And do you know Farting Tart? Doing good, man. Just woke up. Wow, nice. You and no. That's a shame. Well, you should speak to them. It sounds like a budding friendship, I'm sure. I'm alright. I feel fine. I'm just still kind of affected by the cold. So it's crazy. It's been a week now. So that this is like normal, or like what would have been normal levels for me like 8 years ago, when my immune system wasn't that good. So I've been thoroughly whacked in the face with this thing. But I'm good enough to stream, so that's cool. Based on player HP. Dream Only 2101, thank you very much for the follow. It's fine though, like I've been well enough to work and I've been well enough to socialize like from the weekend onwards, so I'm basically restored, but it's still annoying. Right, so this should be fine. So the test I'm going to run is I'm going to place a floor hole. You can place it in the library, that's fine. Not in the library, the academy. And I'm going to place, say, no, let's do it in the random ISO actually. We'll place it here. And we'll say size, level, and enemies. We'll say 4 enemies. 3 enemies? 4. When my emotes get approved. It's very frustrating sitting waiting for your awesome emotes to happen. I know the feeling. You gonna stream? Right, so we've got full health, so I expect to have 4 enemies spawned. Or an air. That's cool. Yeah, you definitely know the feeling, F me. 81. So something's wrong here. Is that because this should just be called enemy spawned? Maybe later? That's cool. Have you finished Fear yet? You finished another game last night, god damn son. That's for this month, wow. I think it took over 2 weeks for me. Oh jeez, F me, that's nuts. Oh yeah, actually Tart, I saw you streaming something really weird. I didn't actually catch your stream, but it was something that looked like what I've been telling you to develop, basically. You streamed it in the games and demos category. So that's 1. That's 2. Fear, Resident Evil 4, Control, and Manhunt. I think it was Control then. So this is spawning 4 enemies, right? So if we now let these guys chunk me down to 750. Well, anyway, okay, this is too much. I was thinking, so at 725, this should now be, it's like 2.9 or something, so it should spawn 3. Yeah, that's pretty much why I bought it. It was a Japanese indie game called AKA Manto, I think. But it looked really cool. I'm like, yeah, you could do that and it would be badass. Did you enjoy it? 2, 3. So this should be it now. And then now, if we do it again, it should just spawn 2. I love the atmosphere, but like, it was really stressful and it wasn't that well designed, almost impossible to complete. Well, there you go, gap in the market. Yeah, cool. That's working, that's nice. Yeah, I can see myself making a 3D retro style game for sure. They're so easy to make assets for, exactly. Like I kind of think about that sometimes. I wonder if 3D is worth pursuing just for 3D's sake. I don't think so, but I'm just not sure. And if I did pursue it, I would definitely go for a kind of retro vibe. Because I think it would look best. I think that's quite super easy to bang out, low poly 3D. Yeah, exactly. Like I think you would make a mistake trying to compete with anyone that's attempting any kind of realism. I think you should always opt for stylistic choices as an indie. Just do what's more fun for you, honestly. It depends if I want to do this as a career or as fun. If it's fun, then yeah, it don't matter what anybody else says, I'll do what I want. But yeah, and hello art stuff. I'm a masochist though. Well, don't be. 3D into the added potential in their own ways. I'm sure they do. It's just sometimes it's an anxiety I have that I'm trying to make games and I'll get outpaced because everybody will be like VRing and stuff like that. But I think there's always going to be a place for 2D stuff, probably, if I'm being logical about it. You think there's going to be a place for 2D stuff? I mean, I think if you look at it, 3D has been around for 20 years, and it hasn't stopped 2D stuff. I think it depends on the game you want to make, of course. Yeah, there's always a retro audience, always. But is there a retro audience? Is there a retro audience if the people get so old that, you know, retro becomes like retro already is like Super Mario 64 is retro. It's not to me. I think like Super Mario World might be retro, but not, you know, N64 games, but they would be classed as retro now. My new project is somewhat stylized in terms of color and it being abstract, but all the materials are sort of photorealistic. And models, of course. Wait, it's not too... I mean, okay, Super Mario 64, that's I guess if I think about it, yes. But if I open the retro channel on Twitch, I expect pixel art. That's just in my mind. I'm not drawing a line anywhere. I'm just saying what mentally I think. And I think that's got to do with what was the first thing you played as a kid. And I think probably Tart, because you are way younger than me, you might think something like Super Mario 64 is retro. Lots of people demanding PlayStation 1 low poly quality, am I right? Sounds like a line drawing line. Pixel art lines, hell yeah. I don't think it's a matter of 2D versus 3D, I think 2D has become part of the genre. Yeah, it's just an anxiety I have. I don't legitimately think that 2D is going to die, it's just a thing. See, I played Super Mario 64 literally all the time as a toddler though, but maybe that's why. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, that like that's what, like, one of your first experiences. So I guess my theory is that retro to people is going to be the thing they played as kids and older stuff. So for me, it's going to be like Super Nintendo stuff and older. For you, it's going to be like Nintendo 64 and older. Lots of 2D games sell. They rarely make bank, but lots of people do well with them. Yeah. Don't need retro to play Terraria. I find it funny you feel that way, Braj. I find that 2D, if anything, is growing. Well, that's good. Like I say, I'm quite aware it's an anxiety. Like, I have a lot of future anxiety. Like, I constantly think that what I'm doing is a waste of time, and I am permanently ruining what should be my real career in accounting and stuff like that, and it keeps me up at night sometimes. So it's just I think about ways things are gonna collapse and stuff, basically. That's fair. My first PS1 game I ever played was the Bugs Bunny one, and it was low-key, I think, excellent. Nice. I get that anxiety feeling for sure. You're making a good game, good genre for 2D anyway. Our ARPGs are easier to sell from what I've read and researched. That's cool. We'll see if I actually manage to pull it off. Sorry about the sirens. They're coming for me. Money, I don't know. Let's check the enemy scripts as well. Guaranteed to do better than I did. I don't like thinking like that anyway. Man, I have a GDC talk to show you after stream, that's cool. It will all end in the heat death of the universe, so your life choices don't matter. That's not comforting. So XP, local XP num enemies, I don't know. We'll roll between like what does there's a function for randomness that I've written that I don't really understand. I wrote it like 2 years ago and it's a bit weird. Global bar is beautiful. Weighted random. Power determines the weighting of the output. The output is just a number, 0 to 1. Converted to an exponential function, y is equal to x to a power. Default is 2, which makes lower values more likely and higher values less likely. Increasing power beyond 2 makes higher values even harder to get. When the power is 1, the result is linear and this function is pointless. That's good documentation right there. So why don't I use this then? I can't remember what it's called, but basically this game dev has been making not very good games for 20 years. Oh yes, I know exactly who that is, and I've seen the talk. It's good. Well, none of them did well. He eventually had so many that gained sales to this day from miscellaneous store sales and special to the point where he's self-sufficient despite never having a success. Just thought it was interesting. I'm thinking, there's two actually I'm thinking, and I think I've seen them both. It is, Jake Burkett is one of them. And the other one is the guy who's making all the RPGs, who's like, he just uses like assets like for graphics, and he doesn't give a crap that they look bad. Residual income is best income. That's what I want to set up again. Yeah. Local num XP num enemies. So we'll have a minimum. Something like that. Who was the Jake dude? Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good. That's a really good talk for sure. And then we'll do. I'm sure I've got some XP variables here. I'm exploring the hyper-casual mobile market currently. What are you finding there? I would think it's super competitive at the moment. But yeah, I was just thinking it must be a lot more stressful because this is your first commercial release. Yeah, exactly. And I made it too big a project. It's way too big. So if it fails, it's going to feel way worse than if I'd taken half the time doing it. Hey, Plain Reality. Game dev is super competitive no matter where you release. True, but I'm sure there's degrees. I think the mobile market is more competitive from what I've heard, but I don't know anything about it, so. Release on Epic. Oh, yeah. It is, but it also has a significantly larger audience. Well, fair enough. I mean, I hope you find some good stuff and report back. I mean, I know this won't be comforting, but at the very least, if it didn't do well, I'd be happy I got to contribute on a really cool game. That's what I'm telling myself as well. So that's fair. I'm testing the waters first and learning how mobile marketers do it. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I agree on one hand, however, your phone/mobile players aren't as committal to games. They want games they can pick up while they're on the toilet and put down a few minutes later. Well, that's probably part of the research, I would assume. Alright, Tart. That's the kind I want to make on site. +1 simulator. A game I can bang out in one day and earn ad rev from, yes please. Well, so what I think it's that it's very analytics heavy. Like you have to do a lot of A and B testing and tracking of engagement and all kinds of stuff. That's what I'm thinking is the issue. I don't know why this is being labeled as a problem. Is it labeled here? It is. You may need to add brackets. Is it just because I've got OR1? I think so. You also have to put money into the initial marketing. Yeah. You let me know if I can help with that and we can profit share. If you don't pay for marketing, your game goes nowhere. Okay, so there we've got XP. So on a chest that is, if I put chest 16, type chest ID 16, I think that should mean, have you tried marketing? Yeah, I'm doing that on, that's my last to-do list item. The day before release, I'm going to do marketing. Okay, so that's a problem. Good strategy, thanks. I made it myself. So this is saying receiver shouldn't be null, right? 225. Right, so we do need an entry for the thing. Cost is equal to 10 and 1. So we got us a chest. So it should release a fair amount of XP. Did. Wobbly tart or watery trout? Are you making some mad experiment fusing people? Loot factory. If we have spawn loot, right? Just trying to figure out what to name it. Nice. So we get spawn loot. And then we just send it to the thing. Okay. It's fine.
Thank you for being a true bro.
Stetsmando, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome back, Tart. Oh man, I'm so tempted to buy some software. What software are you looking at? Quality 1, 20 experience. Either Omnisphere, Heaviosity damage, or maybe Nova Strings. What are those? Nova String sounds like music. How you doing? I'm doing alright. How you doing? VSTs for music, yeah, cool. We got a beta. What? Not quite yet. Doing right? How you doing? I'm doing good. How you doing? Don't know if you remember me. I'm Waffy. I do remember Waffy. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, you can sign up for the beta. It's not everybody who signs up is going to be selected, so I don't want to make any promises. But for those that are interested, that's the methodology. I'm just going to run that one more time with slightly lower power. Jumping Aki, thank you very much for the follow. Doing alright, how you doing? I'm doing good, how you doing? So yeah, let's just check out this XP. So that was really low, makes me think, well, what's the numbers we're looking at? So the experience in the Global Funks. He's stuck in a loop, it's never ending, it's recursive. Alright, it says 20 base XP, I see. If you don't select me, you'll be in my suicide note and have to have that on your conscience for the rest of your life. That sounds like something I would not like to experience. So 32 is 1.5. So the max would be 200. But we did say we wanted it to be closer to the lower ones, so I just broke something pretty badly, didn't figure out what I broke, so I'm basically just pulling the last commit from git, rip over 2 hours of bug fixing. Oh no. Oh no. What happened there? Attempt to index a nil value. Is that just because we spawned something? Yeah, we spawned a legendary item, which doesn't exist. At least it's something to do. Yeah, there you go. Silver lining. At least you got something to do. I have 2 different computers I would play on, so should I put both in the other box? Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Because then I know roughly. I don't have that many signups that I can't, you know, manage things that way. Money type is equal to. Do this. You're doing good. I'm doing great. Oh, that's crass. What engine are you using to build Fates of Wart? I am using Defold. So, floor. No, it shouldn't be floor. It should be ceiling. Wait, this isn't good up. No, it is not. The money amount we'll say is. Braj has not yet been in the glow of the glory of Godot. I have not yet. Istrandir, thank you very much for the follow. Actually, I know it's still a ways away, but your sci-fi project that may or may not follow Wart, will you make that in Defold or try something else? I haven't made a decision on that. I'm leaning towards Defold because I know it. I've always wanted to make a small game, but I'm so horrible at art I get demotivated. Have you looked at assets? There's some pretty good stuff, there's a lot of free stuff as well. Terrible at 2D art, that's why I started making a bunch of small games so I can practice without pressure. That's cool, good idea. I'm getting slightly less terrible as the time goes by, just slightly. That's good. I'm going to temporarily just unrandomize that. Let's make sure that we actually get money. I like isometric games a lot, but that art isn't easy to do. Well, like I said, I would recommend you make something with assets, and if you're concerned that it's not original, then make it with assets, and then if it's a good game, then hire someone to do the actual custom art for it. And there you go. How you doing? I'm bad. Money type, money amount is 100 plus 100 times weighted random. I've got attunement money, stat money, and then money money. I think that was like ridiculously unlucky. If you have a couple of dollars to spare, give Sprite Stack a check out. Is that the thing that's like 3D, like rotates your stuff? It looks really cool. It's a tiny voxel engine with a pixel renderer that can render the voxels as pixel sprites at any angle. Yeah, that's cool. If response is I'm bad, return. There we go, broke the loop. There's two programs, Sprite Stack and Sprite Tile. Sprite Tile has like significantly less features, but it's cheaper. Bugger should have been break. It's okay. I'm broken anyway. Sprite Stack is on my wish list, but I haven't bought into it yet. Oof, that was a lot of coins. 40 XP, no? What are you working on anyway? Right now I'm just adding generic chest drops, like XP money. You know, every time I'm writing that joke above, the stream stutters right when you're talking your answer, I'm doing good, how you doing? And I have to press pause and pity. Well, I'm glad you're dedicated. Glad you're dedicated. Yeah, that's way too many coins actually. How many was that? Why is it not updating? Huh? That's concerning. 100 coins. 74 coins, okay. Why is it not printing the log though? Is it like an error? It must be. Yeah, it is. What do you think about the saying the eyes can only see 30 FPS? Sounds like truth to me. Oh, we need to round the coin amount as well. Don't know what you could possibly be referring to. Oh, we need a space in between them, of course, of course. So work there, that's weird. Oh, it's because, probably because I wasn't rounding it before. Although that should be taken care of by the money controller. Does it do that? Go. I think that must have been a sign. I'm just going to take a few day break from the project. Burned out. F-me is out. Right, F-me. Really good work on pushing to get it done. I'm proud of you. And it seems to have gone well. So yeah, you deserve a break for sure. See you later. I think it is truth to an extent, depending on how fast the pixels are moving on screen. I have a link for an example if I can get a permit. You don't need a permit. I thought you were looking at my clips, that's why you brought it up. I was schooled in chat that the human eye absolutely can see more than 30 FPS. Just a random thought. Oh, really? That's a weird coincidence. That was me. Thanks, Tart. I appreciate it when you destroy my what I think were truths, rattle my very existence. Thanks. And what I said was that the human eye can perceive changes in the high frame rate. All right, cool. So doing it. Yeah, because they're just hanging out there. Why is it doing that? There we go. So if I go back to this now, it picks them up. That's strange. In Quake, for example, a fast-paced game / scene would be very noticeable, I think. Yeah, that's fair. Money controller, if it's been spent, money that we collected. Process pickup. Target position. I'm just, yeah, I might have to look into that again because it looks expensive, that amount of scripting for a couple of coins, but they should be going away when you pick them up. So that's a lot of coins right there. So that's just a bugged out thing. That's fine. So that was chest generic rewards. So I was thinking of, I don't know, are you there, Tart? I was thinking of just ways to prevent or discourage people from just running by enemies. And I was thinking of having a thing where, like, I don't want all the enemy units to be super quick and just like rush you down, but I was thinking that if you run and all an enemy's doing is following you, that the longer you keep running for, the faster the enemy gets. So it like starts charging you, and then if you engage it in combat, it slows back down to its base speed or something like that. I'm only asking if you think that's a terrible idea, in which case I won't even try it. Otherwise, I'll try and implement it and see if it feels good. That's a good idea? Okay. So I'm going to do it to like the knights and just as a test, and then if that looks good, I will implement it on all or many enemies. Obviously it doesn't apply to a lot of enemies, but yeah. Manage walk or manage speed increase, something like that. If walking, then do stuff else. So we've got a base speed for this. That's right, Tart. See you soon. So his base speed is 55. Max speed increase 30. Speed increase timer. Max, say over 2 seconds. Definitely see more than 30 FPS when I move my mouse between my 60 Hz and 155 Hz monitors. There's a huge difference. Interesting. Speed increase. Max speed increase. That's where the speed of pixels comes into play. Times speed increase timer. Clamp that 0 self dot speed increase timer max. disagree simply because I can tell if my 155 Hz monitor is only running 60 Hz due to updates messing with my settings or something else. The argument could be made that because you know that they're different speed that you get a placebo, you'd have to test it without knowing the frame rates of the monitors. Now there you're talking. That's interesting. I suspect that it's actually real, but it's just fun to challenge. Hub, something like that. Will that find it? I don't think so. GitHub Grass Hub 1. Yeah, well, I mean, Drake is saying that it's potentially placebo. Although, I suppose you would notice the difference first and then chalk it down to updates. 60 Hz mouse, you can see the pixel trail instead of moving it smoothly. I'm totally in the camp of it being at least 60, but that would be the argument made. Their speed isn't increasing because devil's advocate and all that. Yeah, it's fine. That should be increasing. That's weird. Sometimes I'll turn on my computer and the monitor feels slow, then I check and it got reset to 60 for some reason. I can usually tell within 5 seconds of moving my mouse. Interesting. Maybe you've just got special powers. That doesn't explain it rightly. This should be speed 0 should be increasing, but it ain't. Probably because of the way they're set up. When does I think that animation works fine though. I think it could be that we have to go after the move to path thing, potentially. Yeah, there we go. You definitely want a longer time. I got a sick screenshot example. That's pretty neat. But that doesn't prove, again, devil's advocate, that doesn't prove that we could detect this, because you could probably make a similar thing for 1000 frames per second and 2000, and it would have more images on 2000. That doesn't mean you'd be able to detect it.
Thank you for being a true brute.
Anthony Pereira 88, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome. So yeah, now they're catching up to me, and then you stop, and then... Are they still catching up to me? Can't tell. I should be able to tell if I look at the debug printouts. Yeah, so they start slow, but then they kind of run up to me. But then they never get to me because they stop to fight. But that's kind of fair, I think. It would be a bit OTT otherwise. At least I think that makes it not overpowered for them to have this speed up mechanic. So we set their speed to like 45 or something first. And like increase the time taken. And the max speed. And hopefully it should be more pronounced so we can make sure it actually works well and feels good. So when we start walking, they're slow pokes, but then they pick up speed. No, they're super quick. They're fast enough to catch up. Yeah, it's much better, I think. Do enemies respawn? They do, kind of. They respawn after you touch a checkpoint. So, let's see if I can show an example of that. If we go to here, caravan here. So basically a checkpoint here is like a new, call it like a run. When you die here, so like these guys will be here because Dark Souls style, probably. I haven't played it myself, but I imagine that's the way it works. So they're still here respawning, and then I thwack it in before they actually respawn. It's a bug, but he shouldn't be there. Right, so he's not there, but now if I go tap the checkpoint, Bloomer should be back. There you go. So yeah. Okay, well the campfires are the checkpoints, and when you interact with them, one of the things that happens is the enemies reset. Makes sense. I think it's a pretty good system, or I hope it is, because I haven't really tested it yet, but we'll see how it goes. Just in case you know that people can farm that system, is that something you're willing to let happen? Yes, it is. It is, in my perspective, it's a suboptimal way of ensuring balance. So for someone that's finding certain bits too challenging, they can just go and farm XP and loot and stuff in areas that they find easier or more manageable. The reason I call that suboptimal is that it's a waste of time for people. But yeah, I'm willing to allow people to do that if they wish. I'm hoping it shouldn't be necessary. So it should only be people that want to do that do it. That's my goal. I'm not intending it to be so hard that you can't complete the game. For instance, that's not my point. It's not a super challenging thing. It's more of a story experience. So I'm happy to allow people to farm in order to get stronger. Welcome back, Tart. Let me show you the speed up thing. I think it works pretty well. Cool, just checking, because again, in Dark Souls, at least in 2, you actually remove the enemy after you farm an enemy for a bit. Oh wow, that's interesting. Oh man, saving up is a challenge, like money. Right, so let me show you here. I've made them a little bit exaggerated, but basically, now if you start running, they're slower than you. Then gradually, as you go, you'll see that they'll start gaining on you. So they catch you, and then they do stop to swing the sword at you. But I think that's kind of fair. Like if it's a guaranteed hit once they catch up to you, then that's gonna suck. So I kind of still want it to be like this. Like I'm pretty comfortable running away from them now, but you know, here I'm getting crowded by maggots, and I did take a hit there. So I think that's fair, and I think that feels good. I think it looks alright, basically, because you'll have multiple like enemies, and you'll have some with projectiles and stuff. So hopefully, aren't you mechanic? No. I don't know. I think that feels good. So, checklist. You want to tilt odds in the player's favor. Yeah. I'm just trying to, otherwise it's frustrating. Yeah. I'm just trying to, the problem is there's a fun way to play and there's a best way to play, and I want to align the two. So currently it looks like, I'm just guessing, but a potential problem is going to be that it's pretty easy to just run past enemies. So the best way is not going to be the most fun way to play, which is my concern. Add enemy scripts function for speed build up. Update enemy records with speed build up variables. Implement function in individual enemy scripts. Okay, that's cool. Right, I'm going to take a very quick break and then I'll be right back. Alrighty. I should set up these at least. I don't know if I want to design them right now, but I'll set them up. So there should be 10 lines. That's not quite 10, is it? So sword, sword, cloak, cloak, boots, boots, ring, ring, amulet, amulet. All right, okay. Can I do uniques? I should be able to. Listen. Definitely don't want that. Data, remove duplicates. Okay. Project ISO, was that Fates of Words working title? Yup. That's the level of inspiration we started with. Herder, let's make a nice metric game, basically. Blue is like defense? No. Magic, it looks like. This dark purple stuff. It's deflection, revive, damage, shockwave, vision, evade, defense, right, defense. Green. Speed. And this light orange, damage, range, of effect. I don't know. God damn it. I already friggin' had it. Why don't we reinvent the wheel, huh? I wonder how do legendaries get spawned? I'm a bit concerned that if I make the legendaries, there's just going to be a best one or something. Although if I design them right, they won't be. So I guess let's leave that for now, for the beta, and then we'll test it and see what it feels like. So Braj, what's the Corsair RGB profile going to look like? What? I don't understand. Why do I have no impulse control? Oh no, what did you buy? Did you buy software or did you buy takeout? Function enemy scripts dot this. I haven't bought it yet, but I'm like so close. Well, are you actually not wanting to buy it, or what? And what are you buying? Some games have RGB profiles that interact with the game and do different things with the lighting on purpose. Oh, okay, I got you now. So Corsair's like keyboards are nice or something like that. Oh yeah, it's gonna be badass for sure. I'm definitely implementing that. I'm definitely spending development time on that. I want all the VSTs and music gear right now, but I should just wait till I get money back from the apartment place. Yeah, if it's a liquidity thing, then yes, you should wait. I'm so excited though, the quality of the scoring stuff is gonna hit an all-time high. Yeah, actually, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This might affect the trailer. I think you shouldn't buy the VSTs. You must buy them now. I'm joking. Right. Resistance, vision, element, good quality, tint, speed. So speed increase timer 0, increase timer max is equal to increase timer max. Max speed increase of 0. So we need to add just these two properties. So we've taken away the speed variables. So it should still work. Fingers crossed. What banger? Yeah, it's a classic. So it is still working, that's cool. So if we try to figure out what their, or no, what's the player speed? We don't need to like run experiments. I can just find out what the player speed is. Let's not be silly. 70? So what all we need to do is to manage the speed increase, and also in the move to path, we need to replace that. Okay. Right, I'm gonna hit the shrooms. Yeah, you're right, Mr. Tart. Do you have anyone? Do you have anyone live that I could raid, Tart? Final Fantasy 14 is getting a near raid at the end of the month. That's cool. Some kind of crossover thing? Kinda, they got the two main peeps of Nier to make the 24-man raid Nier themed. That's cool though. I like that. So not only is there a boss battle against Arathalos, but also 3 Nier raids. That sounds cool. Right guys, I'm gonna love you and leave you right now. Nearly 3 hours, not bad, first day back. And did get quite a lot of stuff done, so that's really cool. Happy with that. Got follow botted, which was great and not at all a waste of time, of course. But yeah, so let's see. Special thank you to Watery Tart for the sub. That was awesome. Wobbly Trout for the raid. Gossamer Socks for just jumping in, following, and giving 50 bits. That's cool. And everyone else that followed and just hung out and chatted. Archdoff and Drake Spartan. See you later. Watery Tart, if you're still there. See you later on the other side. I'm going to raid someone that I haven't raided before, so we'll see what they're up to. They're working on something in Godot, so I look forward to seeing what that's like. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me, and see you later.